Hi, welcome to the RKKR Horror Book Club, where once a month we get together, we read and review a book, but our opinions don't matter. My name's Rob Lamontang. That's Kaitlyn. This might be my favorite pick ever gets.
That's a terrible introduction.
Oh, no, it's not.
Insulted.
All right. So this month's book is called Scary Bastard by Aron Beauregard. I'm sorry. I'll start that right off the rip. I had no idea that it was like this. So I just want to. I'm innocent. I didn't know. I don't ever read any synopsis beyond, or I read a synopsis, but I don't really go into like detail about the book. I don't look at reviews. I don't do anything like that. I did not know that this is extreme horror. I really truly had no idea. This was like, I don't even know if this was like horror or just gore porn.
Yeah,
You know?
so this book is technically splatterpunk, which is a very specific type of subgenre within the horror, which I have read splatterpunk before. In fact, one of the first times you came to visit me out here when I was living in South Bay, that little house, I read a splatterpunk book and I was telling you about it and you were like, "Oh, that's something I would never want to read." And I was like, "Yeah, I would never recommend it to anybody." I didn't know when you suggested this book that it was in the splatterpunk genre.
Oh.
So I found out as soon as I got the book, I was like, "Oh, no." And then on top of it being splatterpunk, which isn't like the, no people can like it. There's a huge fan base for it. That's great. No shade there, because I've definitely read good splatterpunk that's like, really over the top, really taboo. This book was awful. Like, it was an awful read. It had no substance. It was written terribly. It was disgusting, and I didn't enjoy a second of it. And I think the best way for me to sum up this book is one year, Scott and I went home for Christmas, and we were going through all of his old school report cards and stuff like that. And I came across a book called The Nightmare in Elmsville. And it was written by Scott as an 8-year-old boy who took every single horror movie he ever saw and then wrote a short story and then claimed that he was like, I created all of this. Like, he didn't know what plagiarizing was. He didn't,
Yeah.
It
Oh
is
my God.
it was the cutest short story I've ever read, because it was like Scream mixed with Nightmare on Elm Street mixed with Friday the 13th. It was so funny. This was that book on a different level. It was awful. I threw the book in the garbage. I started taking notes, and by the time I got to chapter 3, I actually wrote, "I'm going to stop taking notes now as there is no point. It all sucks."
Holy.
And then I was so mad at you. Like, I've been waiting a month.
Hey, you know what? I felt like, oh man, like there were parts of it where I was like, oh, this is so shocking. It's almost funny. And parts of it were like, I was like, it's kind of like, when you watch a Terrifier movie, like it's
Mhm.
so over the top, horrific violence, but you just can't like quite stop yourself from reading it. But then there's parts where I was like, this is unnecessary. It doesn't need to go to this level. It's too graphic, like too disgusting. It just sucks because there were parts that I was like, that's horrible, but not like, I don't think it should ever be written horrible. But then there's other parts where it's like, nobody needs to write this. Nobody needs to write this, or put pen to paper for this. Like, this is just too disgusting. And I don't even, and I'm gonna compare it to Terrifier because I do feel like those movies are very over the top. But this is just yuck. Like, it just yuck.
It would
You
be
know?
different. if it was written well, even a little bit, but it wasn't. Like, it was infuriating to read. Like, not to get into, like, the crazy nitty-gritty, because I kind of feel bad for how much I hate it. But even in, like, so first of all, it took me so long to finish the first chapter, because the minute I picked it up, I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be really hard." I could tell from the first page. And then as you go on, like the main character, Herschel, he works in that LAD institute, so it's an institute for the criminally insane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what he did there. I don't know what his job was.
Wasn't he like a security technician or something like that?
Is that what his job was?
Yeah, because he had access to like feeding the patients and
That's not what
everything.
security does, but
Well, that's why I meant security tech. It's like he's still I don't know. Like he's not a doctor.
no. And
So
he's
like what would that be?
like a healthcare aide, maybe? I don't know. But that's the thing, is that it doesn't really explain that. And like, I feel like that's kind of important. But in it,
I love that
there's
you're
like,
looking for details on the guy's job on like
because that's something that could be written in a fucking book. That's how simple developing a character is. All right.
I'm so sorry.
And like when he hired that Lawrence guy, and
Huh?
he's okay. So first of all, I'm like, so this guy goes through all of these interviews to get Lawrence, like he goes through all these interviews to get hired. And then Herschel's like, yeah, like here's their backgrounds. It's so sick. The best pointer I have for you is to read their files. And I'm like, how can you get hired at an institute like that, taking care of patients, and not know to read a file? He couldn't even bother to research what maybe working at one of these facilities, which is kind of important. It's like a big thing. That's how like the book starts.
Yeah, it'd be like getting hired at Arkham Asylum by just like you worked at Costco, good enough, man. Like
But I guess it's not why this dude writes books. Like, I've heard about his other books that are all splatterpunk, like gross, and
yeah,
apparently he's whatever. He has a fan base. That's great. Um,
yeah.
not
Well,
not for me.
yeah. Again, I did not know who this guy was. I didn't even know what splatterpunk was. New to the genre. Not a fan. Not going to go into that kind of genre again. But friend of the show, Kyle, who has suggested a book for us before. When I told him about Aaron Beauregard, he was like, "Oh, you're reading that?" Like he was even shocked that we were reviewing this. And again, I cannot stress this enough. I will check what genre these things fall into before I do it. Lesson learned. Jesus, we are on like 3 bad ones in a row here. Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
think
I
I
would
looked
love,
up Halloween, like gory Halloween book. That's what I was looking up.
of course, I know, and like I know that's how you look up books, and that's the difference between you and I. Is I have like a list of 200 books that I want to read, and it just keeps growing because there's so many that come out every year that I'm excited for. And I know it's like you and I talked about Between Two Fires, how you were like medieval
Yes.
horror, and then like this stuff comes, and sometimes it's a pleasant surprise, and then sometimes you have this where I was like, I'm not going to do this month. I'm just like not going to read it.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Well,
I can't just not do it, so I have to finish it. And it was one of those things where I like read the last page and like shut the book, and then just like hucked it in the garbage and was like, well, I'm done for
you
the
know
month.
what? Um, Dale, he messaged me one day and he's like, "What is the book of the month that we're reading?" And I gave him a discretion advised, like, this is what we're doing, but like, and I had already finished the book well before this, and I was like, be very, 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 very aware. And he's like, "Well, I'm driving back from Winnipeg to Brandon, so I just wanted to check your book out." I think like 20 minutes later, all I got was a Jesus Christ through text, and I was like, I know, I'm sorry. I don't even know if he finished it. I wouldn't feel bad if he.
Hope not. I hope nobody read it. Like, this was I feel so bad and almost embarrassed.
Okay. At least we can say we dipped our toes into the genre. We did it.
But do you want to
Yeah.
rate it?
5 out of 5. No, I really honestly I got I don't even want to rate it because I don't want to like I don't want to put myself in a position where I am now saying I liked it more than something else. So I'm just going to give it a big fat read at your own discretion. Here, this is just
Wait, why wouldn't you rate it? It's your opinion on the book. You can rate it however you want. Just because I'm angry that I read it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to express how you feel about it. Like, I'm sorry if I'm being really like mean about it.
no, you can
You
say
know.
whatever you want. This is a book club. This is
Okay.
this is your opinion on the thing, my opinion on the thing. I oh man, it sucks because like I said, there were parts of it where I'm like, I was laughing, like it's silly, it's so over the top. But then there's other parts where I just can't. I don't want to rate that. I don't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'll give it one flappy skin flap on your face out of 5. Like that's it. I give it a 1 just because it is really rough to listen to or read.
I give it a 0 out of I give it 0 heads out of microwaves. Whatever. I don't even know. I didn't even think about it. It's 0. it's just a 0. Never again.
0 busting out of straight jackets
Yeah.
out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
But
God.
so next month is my pick. Thank God. Everyone
Okay.
thank me later.
Okay.
I am
Oh yeah, because
choosing.
yours out of the park home runs every pick so far.
I know. It's been a really tough year for us. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I have decided that you and I reread Horns by Joe Hill.
Yes.
So this is a book, I think actually the very first book years ago, like I'm talking over a decade, that I suggested to you that you
Yep.
read. And you were
Yep.
like, oh, and then you and I have been reading books together ever since. Like this has been a long time, but this is a book for people who don't know. It's a very funny book. Joe Hill is the son of Stephen King, and it is about a guy named Iggy. This is a character who meets the love of his life. She dies mysteriously. The whole town thinks he did it. He becomes depressed because he didn't do it. And then one night after a crazy drinking bender, he wakes up with horns growing out of his head. And these horns, whenever people are near him, they must speak the truth. So he basically uses this like horrific power of like having horns to find out who actually murdered his girlfriend. So it's not boo scary. It's like a really easy read. It's one of my favorite books of all times. Like I've only read it the one time, so I'm really excited to reread it.
I love the I need to go to a safe space after this last one. Like I get it. I'm excited to read because I know that there's going to be parts of it that are gonna bring back memories because it was a long time ago and it was like that. Basically, that was essentially the seed that planted all of this over that long period of time. Because after I read this, it turned into like a bunch of Joe Hill books, and then we were just swapping stories constantly.
Yeah.
Mostly, I've been reading what Katie tells me to read.
Well, I mean, you don't pick books, so you never suggested any.
Yeah. I got no excuse.
All right. Well, until next month. Happy Halloween, and we'll see you then.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. See you later.
Bye.